Good afternoon and welcome. It's the Gulf Coast Flames Labor Day Tournament, Game 2. It was lost 4-0. Everblades defeated the Golden Wolves earlier today. Wearing white, visitors from Georgia. It's the Atlanta Fire, coached by Marcus Gustafson. Marcus has been coaching this team for many, many years. His son Lucas wears 13. It's been a little turnover over time, but a lot of these kids are familiar to the kids from Florida and various games along the way across the years. 9 teams in the field, 4 advance to Monday's semifinals. It is likely to take 5 points or more. 2 wins and a tie probably should be good. On paper, it would seem that the Blackhawks and Flames are the top 2 teams. And the Everblades, by virtue of beating the Golden Wolves, probably look to be one of the others, and the winner of this game probably has a pretty good shot. Other teams in the field: Panthers, Scorpions, Lightning, and I think there's another team from Atlanta, the Knights. And I can't remember if there's anyone else, but starting out, it is Kaiser, Kerr, and Conley. Kerr, Kaiser, and Conley. Fire are a much larger team. Puck is dropped and we're off. It goes back, work D to D. Renner, lefty, throws it up to Kerr. He gets roughed, gets knocked down, and it's into the neutral zone. They go wide, and it's over to Kerr. Kerr hits Conley. Oh, it hit a skate on the way over there. But it definitely was the right idea. Colasar behind his net rings the boards. They break out left side, and he counters, reverses, goes back into the corner. It's Harrington. Harrington works against Kaiser. Kaiser and Kerr. Kaiser dumps it in, and they get it to Colasar. Colasar forecheck by Conley. Conley tries to get in the passing lane. They've managed to make it difficult for the Fire to get up ice. It hits the back of the net and dives into the corner where the Fire start their breakout. This is Chase Davis. Chase is known to a lot of these kids. Chase is the largest mite I have ever seen that could move. There's been taller kids, but none that could actually move. Funny thing about it is he's not much taller today, but does enjoy about a 3-inch afro, giving him a significant height advantage until he puts the helmet on. We're a minute deep into the shift. Trouble getting off the ice. Shot goes wide. Kerr, Conley, and Kaiser still out there. They get the puck up, and here's Conley. Conley clears the zone, loses it temporarily. D to D, it's over to Gustafson. Gustafson, pass into the middle, goes the length of the ice, and it is icing. Stoppage of play, 11:34 remains. They shift up, and it is Lopez, number 66, at center, Bobby Christ at left wing, and Jimmy George on the right wing. We'll talk a little bit as the game goes on about the venue. We are in the South Rink at Clearwater. If you've never watched before, that doesn't mean much to you, but if you're a long-time Florida youth hockey follower, you say Clearwater only has one sheet. We'll get into detail later. Puck enters the zone. Golden Wolves trying to clear it. We're unable to get to a corner here and get a good view. Jimmy George comes in wide, takes a shot, knocked down into the slot. It's down for Lopez. Lopez to Christ. Christ leaves it for Lopez. Lopez fights along the wall. He goes out in front. Out to Christ. This is kept in. There's Jimmy George coming back. And out come the Fire. This is dumped in by Nyland. Peyton Nyland coming back after a little hiatus. Peyton's going to join the Golden Wolves for their tournaments. And we'll see. Maybe he has so much fun this weekend he wants to do something more than that. Wainman forechecks, forces the rush pass into the neutral zone. Here come the Fire. Fire chip it forward. Behind the net, a little bit of a scrum. My apologies, but the lighting is horrible in here. We've got very bad glass. hard to see what's going on. I'll do my best. And it's a big hit delivered there on Johan. Whoever said don't mess with the Johan, he wasn't listening. Out comes Gustafson. Son of the coach. He works up that right side with his left shot, cuts to his forehand, shoots that just wide. Herlong in net. Herlong's mother is Swedish, and Gustafson's father is Swedish. Herlong's mother's maiden name is, I think, Fredriksson. Fredriksberg, something like that. And Magnus Gustafsson, the father of Lucas, plays college hockey in the United States at Maine. Conley and Kaiser out there. Wainman coming off, trying to get Kerr to complete the change. And it's back to the three forwards that started the game. Here comes Conley, chips it behind the net, works it to Kaiser. Kaiser rings the board. I think they scored. Somehow the puck bounced in the net there. Fire lead 1-0. Here comes Conley in the zone, working over. He's got tried to chip pass to Kaiser, but it ended up hitting a defenseman's skate. Conley up front. This is Kerr, Kaiser, Conley. Conley out front again, trying to get it to Kaiser. Conley behind the net. He works the backhand. This is out to Kaiser. Kaiser shoots from his knees, and he gets it on. And it's covered up by the goaltender for the Fire. 8:17 remains first period, and it's a two-way line change. Fire lead 1-0. George, Lopez, and Christ. George's last name actually was Jorge, but with plans to deport 11 million undocumented Mexicans, chose the more conventional George in hopes of staying in the country. Arrington's a big boy. A lot of size on this Atlanta Fire team. Kept in by Nyland. It rings behind the net, and it's Morin working there. Rings the board, and it's a breakout by the Fire. Down in front of the net, Davis circles back behind, and he's working against George. A lot of neutral zone hitting there. Here comes Nyland. He gets it through and takes another one, tries to get to his forehand. Puck left there, George. Almost able to get a good scoring chance, picking up the loose change from Nyland's rush. They go D to D. It's Johan. Johan back to Renner. Renner. And here's a pass up to the right side to Wainman. Wainman fighting in. Bourgeois. Frost. This is Jack Carr. Jack Carr started his youth hockey career in Florida, where he played for the Panthers. Moved to Dallas, where he played for the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Penguins. Now Jack Carr is back in Florida, living near Miramar, playing for the Golden Wolves. They'll throw it out front. Puck gets back to the defense. Another good save by Herlong, who played outstanding in today's first game. Don't really have a good camera angle for you to see much. Up comes Johan. Johan gets it over to Syed. Faisal Syed back to Johan. Play broken up by Kolasar. Kept in at the point. This is... Oh, good shot there by Wainman. J.C. Smith is the left defenseman wearing number 16. J.C.'s dad's about 6'4". J.C. probably has a little bit more room to grow. Already a tall boy. Carr behind his net. He goes D to D. Oh, picked off by Conley. Conley gets it. Tries to get it over to Kerr and Kaiser. There's Kerr. They allow the shot to go through and let Herlong takes it. He blocks it down, picks it up with the glove. 5:33 remains. Fire still lead 1-0. First period action in game 2 of the season. Golden Wolves are still looking for their first goal. Big save by Herlong.
What division is this?
Bantam.
Thank you.
The white team's big, though. It's a big Bantam team. They got some good size. Actually, correct answer would have been 14U, as USA Hockey has officially gone away from Sport Pee Wee Bantam using the numbers 10U, 12U, 14U. Puck into the corner. Conley fights against the Fire, who work it back to their point. They dump it in, trying to keep a little pressure. This Lions had a little trouble getting out of the zone. Here comes Conley, fights through, chips it forward. He comes up that right side. He gets a little hit there, but managed to get back to his feet, gets it on his stick, and he works past Colasar. Conley goes behind his net, behind the attacking net. He works it back. This is a shot. Good shot there by number 2, which is Bobby Christ. Kristen Kaiser out there with Conley. As the line change has begun, Conley jumps off, and we get 71 Jimmy George. Four minutes remain, first period. 4 minutes remains means 9 minutes down as they're playing 13-minute periods, I believe. I'll double check that when we get to the second period. As we mentioned earlier, Golden Wolves still looking for the first goal of the season. Fire ring it wide, down into the corner. It's a white jersey that gets there first. Herlong steers that wide into the slot. Manages to dribble aside where it's brought out here by 66 Lopez. Lopez doing a great job generating some excitement with his rushes. Came up there strong. He looks good carrying the puck up ice for the Golden Wolves. Ansler circles back, and it's a great breakout to Colasar. Colasar chips it around Nyland, and he's coming in one-on-one. Broken up there. Great play by Jack Carr. Puck is iced. We have the whistle waved off, and here comes the Fire working against Wayman. Wayman managing to put a little pressure on him, makes it hard for them to break out. Wayman, Faisal Syed on the right side, and Kevin Johan in the middle. 2 minutes, 13 seconds remain. Fire still lead 1-0. Golden Wolves get it out, but not very far, and finally brought to the red line where it's dumped in. Could have been called either way. They do not call it an icing call. They get it out to Harrington. Harrington with the breakout. They get it in the middle to Gustafson. Gustafson cuts to his forehand, strikes a big shot, shoots that high up over the glass. Toby Herlong there to break it up. Out comes number 81. 81, I think, is Bailey Kaiser or Nate Kerr. 81's Nate Kerr, playing left wing. Kaiser Kerr and Conley are all left shots. They have Jack Conley playing right side today. Bailey Kaiser in the middle, and Nate Kerr on the left side. 1:22. We've got an elbow. Call is on, looks like 13 Gustafson. Power play chance. Maybe this is what they need for the Golden Wolves to level up the score. 2-minute stop time penalty. They will be a man advantage for the remainder of the period, unless there's a goal scored or a penalty against. Dumped in by the Fire. It's Robert Renner behind the goal, looking to break out. He goes D to D. They come up the left side where it's Nate Kerr. Kerr in the middle to Kaiser. Kaiser has to look back. Doesn't quite connect on that pass. Renner breaks up the dump and goes D to D. They ring it wide and they try to get it to Conley. Now it's out to the neutral zone. Here comes Nyland. Nyland comes in, looks to take a shot. Can't quite get it off. Goes to his forehand. Takes it, brings it down toward the goal. Here comes Nyland. Nyland working with Conley and Kerr and Kaiser. Face-off comes to the goalie's left. Kaiser looks back. He's got Conley. Draws it back. It's the second time today he's at the official skate, even though we won the draw. Conley ties it up, but Kaiser comes through. Kaiser looks for Kerr. Kaiser goes back to the D instead, and it's Nyland. Nyland dumps it in. Puck misses Kaiser, and it's down with Nate Kerr in the corner fighting for it. They throw it to the blue line, and it dribbles out. This is Nyland. Nyland to Chris. 33 is Renner. Renner to Kaiser. Kaiser's got Conley streaking toward the goal, and he fans on the pass. Back to Nyland. Nyland goes D to D, but it's not strong enough, and it's intercepted by the Fire, who get the dump in on Herlong with 13 seconds left in the period. We're down to 9 seconds. They're trying to get the puck up ice. Here comes Renner. Everybody's crashing the goal. Shot goes wide. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. That's period. Into 1. 37 seconds remain in the man advantage, but it is the Fire with a 1-0 lead. And we're walking. We go back to the other end. Hopefully there's some attacking excitement and they get a goal. For period 2, we'll catch it down to the Golden Wolves. We should have a better camera angle this period. Look at all those happy faces. Everybody's got their jackets bundling them up. It's a very cold rink. So let's talk about that rink. We're at Clearwater Ice Arena, purchased a few years ago by Manny Rose, who's generally considered to be as bad as any of the rinks in Florida. But Manny immediately upgraded it to where it was, not so bad anymore, and set about plans in motion to put in a second sheet, which opened 6 weeks ago. It's a beautiful facility. If you go past this sign to the right, it will take you to the North Rink. 6 weeks old, pristine glass. The ice is smooth as a cherub's bottom. And very well illuminated. It's a great place to watch a game. So, unfortunately, this team has their next 2 games over at Ellington, and they don't have any more over there, but that was the site of the first game earlier today. In the corner here, you can see we've got some brown ice, some moisture, but so far really hasn't had an impact on how the game's played. Herlong returns to his net. They leave, let's see, it's Jorge, Christ, and Lopez. And on defense, it's going to be Carr and Smith. 37 seconds remain in the man advantage. Face-off won cleanly by the Fire, but defense, it evades the defense and it winds up going back into their own end. Puck is back to the D, and it's shot blocked and ultimately cleared by the Fire.
No, it's 4:57.
Nice breakout here, and up in the middle, it's Lopez again. We've talked about how He's exciting to watch when he gets the puck coming up ice. They clear it to the blue line, not out. It's kept in by Jorge. Jimmy George shoots 5-hole, stopped by Larson. It's a good scoring chance there as the penalty expires and the Fire are back to full strength. Saw that little hint of daylight between the legs. As soon as he let that shot go, Larson closed him up. Big save by the Fire, keeps them up 1-0. Face off won by the Fire. They work behind their net, D to D. They get it up to Harrington and in the middle. It's number 11. That's probably Cosman. Cosman's father was a baseball pitcher professionally, I think in the minor leagues after college. Good tall guy. Here comes 26 is Faisal Syed. Big save. Herlong steers it to the corner. 1 minute's elapsed in the second period, and it's the Fire still ahead 1-0. They shift up and they come out with Conley, Kerr, Kaiser, Noda, and Renner. Golden Wolves still looking for their first goal of the year. Kaiser tries to high saucer pass to Conley, but there's a lot of traffic in between and it never gets through. Fire go the other way, take it down to the end board where they're battling along the wall. A couple black jerseys there, a couple white jerseys. Out come the Golden Wolves. They hit Kerr. Kerr takes it out of the zone, gets knocked off the puck. Unable to get that cross-ice breakout pass to the streaking winger. That was offside. Nobody there to blow the whistle. They let the play continue, and the Fire tag up and go back in. Here comes Renner. Renner, behind his net, has a lot of time, no forecheck pressure. He goes, rings the board, and he hits the defense. They throw it the length of the ice, and it's going to be Conley that gets there first. Icing waved off. He's got 81. Well, the kid hit the puck. John, didn't the Fire kid hit it with his stick? It should have been waved off. That was interesting. Yeah, I mean, he shot it up over. Weird whistle there. The puck was chipped up, tipped by a Fire player. They still call it icing. Back down to Herlong's right. Golden Wolves still trail 1-0. Out comes Lopez. Lopez, he can fly. He throws it over in the direction of George. George almost picking up a puck right in front of the net. Here comes Chris. Chris fighting with Gustafson. Gustafson manages to clear the zone, but he's feeling some back pressure there from Lopez. And they get it to Lopez. He comes up the middle, and he's working against Gustafson, who poke checks it away. They hit George on the right side. He tries to break it down against Polisar. Okay. They shift up, and it's another line out for the Golden Wolves. Wainman with Johan and Christ. Oh, big hit there from Renner. Kept his stick on the ice. Beautiful. You can't call a penalty with the player being so conscious to keep the hands and elbows down, and absolutely obliterated the Fire player. Great check there by Renner. Here comes number 33. It's Renner with a big shot. Renner's having a good shift. And it's Syed a little afraid of getting hit there. Skates away without the puck, but he's got it in the corner. He's really afraid of getting hit. Syed's avoiding contact at all costs, and since he's so much smaller than the rest of the players, it's probably not a surprise.
We're home, we're waiting.
Face-off comes to Herlong's right. Won by the Fire. But they try a lazy pass that doesn't get back to the point. That's picked off by Wainman. Wainman pulls up, buys some time, dumps it in, and it rings the board over to Johan. Johan's got Syed behind the net, battling. Johan battling with Syed. Syed comes out with it and throws it back to the point. This is number 51, Nyland. He goes deep into Syed. Syed throws it to Wainman. Wainman on the wall, fights through a defender. Actually, almost a goal because it hit a defender who kicked it, and it just went wide of Larson. But Larson would not have seen that shot coming as it deflected off of the defender. They throw it up the middle, and it's a head of steam. Oh, he got Herlong out of the net and won the race to the puck, but couldn't quite get control of it to convert on the scoring chance. Kerr's out there. They shift up. Here comes Conley, trying to get Kaiser out there. Kaiser jumps the board now. Oh, Jack. Jack's way too high. Conley's trying to get sprung for a breakaway, and he's about 20 or 30 feet too high there to help out defensively. I'm sure Coach Wayne Whitmore doesn't want him leaving the zone so prematurely, but if you're wondering why there seemed to be not enough people out there, it's the Wing had evacuated the zone and gotten way too high too soon. He had a good scoring chance there to the Fire, but Toby Herlong makes the save. Face-off controlled by the Fire. They shoot that into the glove of Herlong, and it's a face-off on the left-hand side. Now they switch up the defense. They get Carr and Noda out there. Carr and Noda. .738 remains. Still a little more than half the game left. Fire leading 1-0. Good play there by Gustafson, who works along the half wall. Looks like they're setting up a power play. There's still a little pressure here from the Golden Wolves. Finally, it forces a turnover. They get the puck over the right side, and it's Kaiser up to Conley. Conley comes in, and he chips it in the middle to Kerr. Kerr leaves it for Kaiser. Kaiser with the shot. Conley with the goal. Jack Conley back of the net. Picks up the spare change. Ties it 1-1. And the Golden Wolves get their first goal of the year. Officially, that one's probably going to go into the books as Conley from Kaiser and Kerr, maybe? Conley from Kaiser and Kerr, I would guess. But nonetheless, Jack Conley gets on the board. It's 1-1, ties the game. First goal of the year for the South Florida Golden Wolves. They break out the Conley side, plays it on his backhand. He gets it to Kaiser, who does manage to clear the zone. One thing that we're watching is Jack Conley, historically a left wing, being asked to play the off wing this year, which has a lot of dividends, pays a lot of dividends offensively, but it can be a little trickier to break out of your own end. So far in both games, he's been up to the task, handling those passes and finding a way to get on a stick and clear the zone or find an open line mate. They throw the puck back to the point, and it's Conley out there to try to block the shot. Kolesar chooses the better option, which is to pull it to the side and dump it in further. They throw it up the wall, but not out, trying to hit a breaking Conley. High out of the zone, looking for a little more offense after his first goal of the season. Bad angle shot there, dribbles in on Toby Herlong. It is now 2-1 Atlanta Fire. It is yet another goal given up. 4 goals on the day for Kerr, Conley, and Kaiser. Have a little trouble defensively breaking out of the zone. 6:18 remains, 13-minute period, so we are 12 seconds past the game's midpoint, and we are back to a 1-goal margin for the Atlanta Fire. Nice counter move there from Nyland. Nyland hits Chris in the middle to Lopez. Lopez goes to his forehand, big save, but a rebound there for Jimmy George, almost able to get an open netter there, but not quite in time for the Fire clear the puck. Thanks for watching Golden Wolves TV here, brought to you on the Ustream.tv channel. Oh, check from behind. No call. A lot of hitting over there, but the first one was right on the numbers. No call. To the blue line, not out. Kept in by the Fire, but it finally dribbles out here. Out comes Wainman. Line change as they look to get Wainman out with Johan and Faisal Syed. They call a penalty there on the Fire for knocking down Peyton Nyland. 2 minutes for tripping, the call. Peyton Nyland, as a Kiwi, was about as big a kid as you've ever seen. 2 years later, he's only grown slightly and doesn't stand out so much physically. But Peyton Nyland, certainly one of the larger, stronger bodies out there. And I think, if I'm correct, he's just an 8th grader. Just turned 14. So it is Johan, Wainman, and Faisal Syed setting up a power play. 4:46 remains, a little less than 2 minutes on the penalty. And it's going to be Chris gets there first, or Carr gets there first, I'm sorry. Fighting along with Wainman. Gets it back. It's a pass to J.C. Smith. Gustafson plays it up over his shoulder. But it goes to the Golden Wolves, so there's no whistle. Here comes number 18, Johan, off the wall. They're working it in along the sidewall. Good puck movement, good possession, trying to wait for something to open. Sorry about the camera angle, folks. We got the official right in front of me. That hits the roof. Actually hit the roof of this very low ceiling. 46 seconds have elapsed. 1 minute 14 remains in the penalty. Both teams shift up, and it's going to be Kerr, Conley, and Kaiser out there with number 16, J.C. Smith, and number 3, Jack Carr. I had the opportunity to see Jack Carr play some last year. Makes very sound decisions when he has the puck on the stick in the attacking zone. Ideal defenseman to play on a power play. We'll see if it leads to any scoring chances this shift. This is Kaiser fighting along the wall, works against Smith from the Fire. It's now J.C. Smith that comes in. He's got Conley in the slot, goes for the wraparound. J.C. Smith stoned by Larson, but it was the right idea, as it's a good quality shot from in close. Smith still fighting along the wall with Eberle. Eberle, Kerr, they get it to Conley. Conley comes off the wall, takes the shot, he whistles that near side wide, but oh, geez, it dribbled over. Kaiser had it on his stick. It bounced over. They managed to clear. This is Jack Carr. He's got Conley 120 feet down ice if he wants to make the long pass, which he does. Conley gets it, throws it back to Nate Kerr or Kaiser. I get my 81s and my 91s confused. This is now 95. Reese Noda. Noda takes it in, dumps it, and it's Keen Stipe. Kept it in at the blue line. It's a big slap shot into the waffle by Carr. Kept in by Reese Noda. Noda to Lopez. Lopez down to Conley. Conley can't get it on a skate, and it rings the boards and goes over to Kaiser. Kaiser loses the battle, and the Fire finally clear their zone just as the penalty expires. It's now 5-on-5. Here comes Lopez. Lopez throws the puck up. This is now in pursuit. Bailey Kaiser. They fake out Kaiser, and it's time for a line change for Conley and Kaiser. Conley's on that right side, can't quite get off, but Kaiser's already made it to the door. They get the puck up, evades Conley's stick, and here comes a flying Bobby Chris. Bobby Chris with the shot, saved by Larson. 2-1, 2:23 remains, second period. Good pressure there, but the Atlanta Fire managed to successfully kill the minor penalty, protecting that 1-goal lead. Gustafson, Draper, Bourgeois, Frost, Larson, and over on the left side, number 27 for the Fire, Chris, Lopez, George for the Golden Wolves, Nyland, and Reese Noda on the point. Reese Noda and Faisal Syed are two players I historically remember being from the Miami Toros. Both live in Dade County. Both are some of the smaller players on this team. Face-off won by the Golden Wolves. Noda loses his footing, and it's a breakaway opportunity if they can advance the puck. Oh, and it's a great hustle there by 51 Nyland. Manages to get all the way back and force the player to panic, and there's no shot. No shot. Hard to believe that. Here comes Nyland. Nyland's getting a lot of confidence. We had heard before the game that it's been several months of inactivity for Peyton Nyland. I think he made a practice the other day and maybe some skate and shoot, but had gone since February, I believe, without playing any hockey, and noticeably having a little more confidence in today's second game than he did earlier against the Everblades. Another storyline there is Peyton's historically been an Everblade, and or an Eel, playing against the Everblades, living in that southwest corner of the state, but now is playing against those kids as he suited up for the South Florida Golden Wolves. A lot of hustle, but not quite able to connect on any passes and get there in time, so the puck is still in the Golden Wolves' hand as everything just seems to be 6 inches to a foot away from the stick and they can't get out of their own end. Sustained pressure. We are coming upon the final minute of the period. With that, it is 1 minute remaining in the second period. 1 minute, folks. Syed hits Chase Wainman. Wainman goes wide, cuts back to his foreman, shoots that just wide. Big check along the wall as Frost hits Syed. Frost gets, oh my gosh, that was a Syed sandwich right there. Weak side, oh my gosh, it's almost Johan for the goal. He goes behind the net now, still a little pressure here. That was interesting. There was a puck weak side that came in, I mean near side, that bounced out weak side, and Johan was almost able to even stick on it for a scoring chance. 30 seconds remaining in the period, 29.4. Fire still lead 2-1. Golden Wolves switch up. It's Conley, Kerr, and Kaiser with a neutral zone face-off. Conley catches it on his forehand, gets it deep in, gets it in the middle to Kerr. Over to Kaiser. Kaiser's shot hits him in the shoulder, but a good scoring chance there. They're getting pucks to net, this line is. They have the goal earlier today and have had a couple good scoring chances. Final 10 seconds here. They blow it down offside. Gustafson crosses in, but one of the Fire players unable to tag up. 7.1 seconds remain in the second period. 7.1 remains, with the Fire enjoying a 1-goal lead. That's period. 2-1. John Herlong, father of goaltender Toby Herlong.
Do you guys have ice that actually dries?
Yes. Yeah. No one's talking about
Coach of the Blackhawks, Christian, what was the score today?
5-1.
5-1 win. Blackhawks
5-1
over the Florida Panthers. Panthers look pretty good. Serge Lamar, Eric Leaf. It's a hockey season now upon us. All the same people. Sometimes different teams have formed, but definitely all the same people here at the ice rink. Clearwater Ice Arena snack bar. Through the door, and we're back into the South Rink. Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
So, who's Jansen playing for?
The Scorpions.
Scorpions, are they next?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good to see you, man. Alex Hegblad, father of Jansen Hegblad. He's just a few months older, and he's playing for the 16s with the Tampa Scorpions. Two to 1 the score. 13 minutes goes back up on the clock as we come into the third period here. 1-2-3 Wolves. Conley, Kerr, and Kaiser. Herlong in goal. And on defense, they will start out with Renner and Smith. Lund, Goodwin, Gustafson. 27 and 8 for the Fire. This face-off is dumped back into the Fire end by their center, but the defense have to retreat in chase to try to clear their zone. Good scoring chance there by the Fire as